How many people do you know, or how many of you know and have read the Declaration of Independence? How many of y'all do you know, or somebody that you might know, that has read the Civil Rights Amendments or Constitution to America? If I had to take a guess, I would say probably maybe not even 1 to 2% of Americans. You know what I'm saying? But guess who has read the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the Civil Rights of America? You're looking at them. Check this out. I don't really appreciate being harassed like that, though, bro. See, I've been walking to my car like that. I don't really appreciate that. Bro.
Okay, good. Well, okay. You can go appreciate that.
That's cool. All right. You know what? I don't know who y'all fucking with, bro. I don't know who y'all fucking with. Straight up. Okay. What's up with my people? How y'all feeling out there today? Yup, I'm back with another one. You know what I'm saying? And of course, like y'all all know, I am your host, Big Suede. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to this channel. Hit the like button. Leave a comment if you're interested, if you have any thoughts or anything that you wanted to say. And hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you will get a notification every time I drop a video. Now, moving right along. Now, jumping right into it, that incident took place probably last weekend. Today is, what is it, Saturday, June 21st, 2025. That incident took place approximately last Saturday, 1 week ago. So if y'all want to know a little bit about the story, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what happened. So me and my cousin, I don't want to disclose his name and all of that. I'm not gonna do that. We had went to a club. So what happened was we was at another club before we frequented that club, the one that we went to where the incident took place. So when we was leaving the club, he was in his car, I was in my car. So something had happened, and I guess he got into it with some girls or something, because when I told him to meet me somewhere, you know what I'm saying, he told me, he was like, bro, I just had some words with some girls or whatever, whoop, whoop, whoop. So I was like, what happened? He was like, I'll tell you when I meet up with you. So boom, we met up, got in my car, we went to another club. So, make a long story short, when we got to the other club, when we walked up to the club, the girls is the same girls that he just got into. I don't know who they was. I never seen them, never talked to him or none of that. They was right there at the front door. So as soon as they seen him, like I say, I'm not gonna disclose, too much, but as soon as they seen him, they ran up on him and was like, that's the dude, woo, woo, woo. So they ran up on him and started swinging on him. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about literally started swinging on him. And another person that they was with ran and got a police, but this was in front of the club. It was a couple officers standing around watching this. I know a couple of them seen it, because I wanted to, push one of them off, but I didn't do nothing, didn't touch nobody, kept my hands to myself. So, police comes up. So, me and my folks sitting here telling him, like, bro, you didn't just see this woman just fucking assault me? Like, these people this woman just literally swung on this man, kicked him. I'm talking about everything, because the way we was occupied, when we was going up the stairs, she was standing up the higher level of the stairs. She didn't kick this man. You know what I'm saying? And they saw all of this. You know what I'm saying? They saw all of this shit. One of them did. I know for a fact, because I sat there and looked at him. But anyway, so after that, they come over there and like, what happened? The police was like, what happened? So they was like, he did, well, you know what I'm saying? Whatever they had going on. He did this, he did that, he did this. So I told the police dude, I'm like, bro, you mean to tell me you're gonna sit back and just let this woman physically assault this man? I don't give a damn what he did. That ain't how you do stuff. You don't just run up on people and punch them if somebody broke in your house and you seen them, you can't run up on them and physically attack them. So the police, he didn't give a damn. He listening to what she's saying, trying to get us locked up or whatever the fuck he trying to do. So boom, as they going back there bickering, my cousin talking to him, they going into it, whatever. So, at this point, I'm like, you know what, I'm finna leave. Go to my car. Boom. Go to my, and I'm gonna just get the car, come back around so I can pick him up so we can bounce. So as I'm leaving, the motherfucking two of them two police that you saw, they done ran with me and caught up with me. So I'm already back to my car. They like, what? They like, hold on, what's going on? I'm like, shit, you tell me what's going on. You know what I'm saying? They like, well, you was just with the dude that's having an incident over there. I was like, okay, them ain't nobody said that I did nothing. You understand what I'm saying? What is you? I really don't have nothing to do with it. I'm just leaving and coming back to get my car to swing back around and pick them up. So we got into a little bit of talking, and that video was only like 26 seconds long, but it was like a whole 4-5 minute conversation. So they tried to search me and ask me for my identification. You know what I mean? And I told him straight up, I said, I'm not, they asked me, he was like, you got some ID on you? I was like, why do I need to show you my ID? Why do I need to show you my identification and have my name ran and be patted down and all that? I haven't done nothing. I ain't did shit. You know what I'm saying? So they went to talking about this and this and that. So, I went and just started telling them, like, listen, I don't know who y'all think y'all talking to or whatever. No, I'm not showing you my ID. And no, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? No, you're not, I'm not going for that because I ain't did nothing. You have no probable cause to be searching me on my person, patting me, trying to fill on me and shit. So he said something else that I couldn't remember. So I just went up there. I'm like, you know what, bro? Let me get both of y'all's badge numbers. You know what I'm saying? Let me get both of y'all's badge numbers. What your name is? I got the shit right here on my phone still, but I was like, let me get both of y'all's badge numbers. You know what I'm saying? Because I know the law. And I told him, I said, I know the law and I know the real law. I'm not talking about this, you know what I'm saying? So, they started talking, and that's why he was mad. When you really, really know what's going on and you start asking questions and shit, asking for badge numbers and all of that shit, them folks start thinking in their mind like, damn, he must know something. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of this shit that they be doing out here is some bullshit. Them folks is not supposed to be doing all of the shit that they be doing to people out here. Illegally searching them and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, and as you can see, you know what I'm saying? You know how when a person gets into it with the police and they, be shitting bricks or whatever when the police, I had them shitting bricks. You know what I'm saying? You can see, because and you can see what I told them, and like, I wasn't playing with them. Like, y'all don't know who y'all fucking with. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I wasn't trying to, be a badass or none of that. But this is me sitting here telling y'all, I'm showing y'all this shit. I ain't just doing no talking. I'm showing y'all this shit. How to exercise your rights. You have rights. There are laws that a lot of us don't know about, that these folks really ain't supposed to be doing. They ain't be doing a lot of the shit that they doing. So I'm gonna give you a perfect example, and I'm gonna show you on the screen. So in December 9th, 1968, there was a guy. His name was Jerome Daly. You know what I'm saying? What happened is his home went under foreclosure. And I'm saying that to say this. Let me say this before I carry on with the story. For them to take your home when it's under foreclosure, that is totally fucking illegal. It's illegal, but we don't know the law. So when shit like that, when it happens like that, we automatically just take it because we've been brainwashed and we don't fucking know nothing. Anyway, back to the original plan, moving right along. His home went into foreclosure. So through the court cases or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I got it. I'm showing it all to you on the screen. Mr. Daly was able to get the judge to reject him being able to take his home through foreclosure, because this is a long story and this is a lot of shit that people don't know about. And I'd make a video about this later, but I've said it. But he explained to them that the minute that we signed this and we made this contract up under mortgage and shit, y'all breached the contract immediately, because both parties were supposed to put up money to secure this particular property. And like I said, when you put your side of the money up as a down payment, just to make a long story short, banks, when they put money up, they print that shit out of thin air. You understand? You would think that a bank the money would go from the bank's account to from the finance company's account to the bank's account, or however they do that shit, but that's not how it goes. And that's a whole nother story that I get into about later. Matter of fact, check this quick clip out right quick that's talking about Jerome Daly. Check it out.
There was a Minnesota court case involving a man named Jerome Daly, who was challenging the foreclosure of his home by the bank which provided the loan to purchase it. His argument was that the mortgage contract required both parties, being he and the bank, each put up a legitimate form of property for the exchange. In legal language, this is called consideration. Mr. Daly explained that the money was, in fact, not the property of the bank, for it was created out of nothing as soon as the loan agreement was signed. Remember what modern money mechanics stated about loans? What they do when they make loans is to accept promissory notes in exchange for credits. Reserves are unchanged by the loan transactions, but deposit credits constitute new additions to the total deposits of the banking system. In other words, the money doesn't come out of their existing assets. The bank is simply inventing it, putting up nothing of its own, except for a theoretical liability on paper. As the court case progressed, the bank's president, Mr. Morgan, took the stand, and in the judge's personal memorandum, he recalled that the plaintiff, bank's president, admitted that, in combination with the Federal Reserve Bank, did create the money and credit upon its books by bookkeeping entry. The money and credit first came into existence when they created it. Mr. Morgan admitted that no United States law or statute existed which gave him the right to do this. A lawful consideration must exist and be tendered to support the note. The jury found that there was no lawful consideration, and I agree. He also poetically added, only God can create something of value out of nothing. And upon this revelation, the court rejected the bank's claim for foreclosure, and Daly kept his home. The implications of this court decision are immense. For every time...
So, just like I said, there are laws that protect us from them being able to take our shit through foreclosure. Just like there's a lot of other laws, you know what I'm saying, that I just told these people, like, y'all don't know who the fuck you fucking with. And at the end of the video, I got a tape conversation because I called the motherfucking station. I called them. I spoke to the lieutenant and all of this shit, and I got the recording. I'm gonna play a little bit of that. Matter of fact, go ahead and listen to it. Listen to it.
Because I didn't do nothing, and I wasn't finna give it to him. Because I didn't have
I know, but I'm just...
all right, but like I said, they sat back and watched these women assault this man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like seriously, I saw this with my own eyes, and like I say, I felt like it was a sexist thing because when the females immediately seen us, they ran up on my cousin and just started swinging on him. You know what I'm saying?
Let's do this.
Yeah,
let's do this. You got a pen?
Yeah. What is it? Yeah.
I'm gonna give you my email.
See, like I'm not bullshitting with these people out here. I'm not to be out here harassed. I'm not out here to be fucking violated. I'm not finna be doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not finna be out here harassing me and feeling on me and all of that shit that y'all doing just because y'all think that y'all fucking cops and that y'all can do that. It's not going down like that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, that video was only 26 minutes long. So, you know, it was a lot more that was said. Because I'm telling you, once I started asking questions and asking for badge numbers and all of that shit, they really was looking at me like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? And I even had to tell my cousin, like, bro, you need to go down there and file a complaint on them folks about that shit. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, man, I ain't fucking with that shit. I ain't fucking with them folks. You know, it's all good. It's cool. You know, he had his reasons. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. But, you know, I ain't even go through with that shit. And I ain't even call him back because, you know, I wasn't my incident. You know what I'm saying? But still, like I said, you don't know who you fucking with, bro. You feel me? And I'm gonna say this. And this is whatever, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna tell y'all about this, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. This is whatever made me dig into the Constitution to even start looking into this. I know a lot of shit that a lot of these fucking lawyers probably don't know. Seriously. So, a while back, maybe about 2 years ago, And I had the video, and I would pay $300, $400, $500 to get this fucking video, to get this particular video. But I saw a dude that was on Facebook Live. He got pulled over by the police. So the police said that he ran a red light, but and he was in his work truck, and he was on Facebook Live. So when the police pulled up, you know, asked him, he was like, yeah, you ran that red light back there. He was like, listen, I did not run the red light. I know exactly what red light you ran, and I didn't run it because you was directly behind me. So, you know, to make a long story short, the police asked him, you know, let me get your license, insurance. So he gave him his license, registration, insurance. Police went back to the car, ran his name, came back to the car, boom, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing legal or none of that. You know what I'm saying? Name was clean and, you know, all of that shit. So him and the police had talking. So the police, they were saying something about a ticket or something. So they had, you know, they started going back and forth. So at the end of that, the police then told him, step out the car. You know what I'm saying? So he told him straight up, like, I'm not stepping out my car because I haven't done nothing. You have no probable cause to be asking me to step out my car. And this is something that a lot of people don't know. That is in the Constitution of Amendments when it comes to traffic stops. When a police asks you to exit your vehicle, when a police asks you to exit your vehicle, when you exit your vehicle, you lose all your rights right there. Remember that, and remember I told you that. And that's real facts. Look it up in the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence. Anyway, moving right along, they asked him to get out the car, so he told them, I'm not getting out the car, so I hadn't did nothing. So boom, another police come. So now they was like, they kept telling him, like, go ahead and step out the car. And he was like, I'm not stepping out my car because I have not done anything. I haven't broken no laws, y'all. I have no car. So they opened the door. Like, they getting ready to snatch him out. He told them straight up, he said, I'm telling you right now, if you snatch me out my car, all of y'all gonna be in big trouble. And it's gonna be a hell of a lawsuit going on because I've not done nothing and I do not need to exit my car. He said, if y'all put your hands on me and snatch me out of my car, it's gonna be some real shit going on. Next thing you know, it's 5, 6 officers out there. 5, 6 of them motherfuckers. So now they are telling him, like, why don't you want to get out the car? And he told them straight up, he was like, because I know my rights. This is what he telling them. I know my rights. I know independent this and this and that. He just go to running down numbers and sections and codes and shit like, damn. So they like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? So as the conversation go along, the lieutenant came and he was like, listen, man, you know what I'm saying? We you know, we're not gonna bother you. We're not gonna, you know, harass you or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. And that's how that story went. And ever since he called that shit out for me, I just started wanting to study that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And I done found out a lot of shit, man. It's a lot of shit. Like, even when they say you have to have a license, you don't have, when you file for some shit and you have to have a license, you're asking them, can you do it? And that's a whole nother video, But anyway, all I want people to know is exercise your rights. And I'm gonna say this one more thing and I'm gonna let y'all go. When you do, and if you ever decide to, read the Constitution of Amendments or study, you know, even study if it's anything that you want to know in particular and you want to go for one topic or one subject, do that. You know what I'm saying? But they have it printed and they have it written in little languages that we don't understand. Like, therefore, thereof come forth to the Independent Declaration Code C94 *, all of that shit. Though that's a whole nother language that we don't know and we don't understand. So if you want to know these type of things, you have to really, really dig deep and study on this shit, like I did. You know what I'm saying? And even though I knew a little bit of this shit, I done been through many, many jails and know about this shit, you know what I'm saying? A little bit, but know your rights, man. Know your rights, because it's a lot of shit out here that they not supposed to be doing, but they doing it, and it's simply just because, you know, we don't know our rights. Even giving us fucking traffic tickets. They're not supposed to be doing that. They're not supposed to be doing that. And if you have a know-how, you can never pay another traffic ticket in your life. Anyway, video done. I'm gone. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Subscribe to the page. Subscribe to the page. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to the page. 1.